guys, and welcome to the new episode of Football and F1 Show. Today we're going to talk about some recent transfer news, and also we're going to preview the Hungarian Grand Prix. But let's get started. Let's start talking about football, which is obviously a much bigger sport than Formula One, if I'm being very honest. Let's get started. Let's talk about the new transfer news that happened. Or some news in football, as Morgan Gibbs-White signed a new contract at Nottingham Forest until 2028. Tottenham agreed a deal for a couple of weeks with medical booked in London, but everything collapsed. Nottingham Forest contacted Premier League and prepared for legal action due to Spurs' methods to approach their player. Their meaning is that Spurs, like for example, Tottenham leaked out a release clause. They did something appropriate and tried to sign, Morgan Gibbs-White by release clause. And Spurs, the deal was off, and Gibbs-White is signed a new contract at Nottingham Forest, signing until 2028. I feel like this sums up a bit because, Morgan Gibbs-White said in an interview, especially included with his owner, because let's be honest, that owner of Nottingham Forest, the Greek guy, he looks like a bully. Honestly, you saw what he did to Nuno Espirito Santo a couple of weeks ago, and Nuno Espirito Santo nearly left the club because of it. Considering the great job that Nuno Espirito Santo did, and getting Nottingham Forest to Europe and playing Europa League, Europa Conference League should be, but now Europa League because of what happened to Crystal Palace, and for the Greek owner to treat Nottingham to be treating people like this is not fair. He looks like a bully. Honestly, listen, he's a great guy. He's done a great job, and he cares about the club. But let's be honest, you can clearly see in that interview, Morgan Gibbs-White was clearly trying to not say something that can make the other owner upset. You can clearly see it. They were saying, "Oh, he's a legend." Oh, Gibbs-White was doing the PR thing, saying, "Oh, I'm so happy to stay at the club. I've always loved being at Nottingham Forest. Oh, a dream staying in Nottingham Forest, etc. I'm a legend here, and all this kind of BS because, by the way, Morgan Gibbs-White signed a 3-year contract, not a 5-year contract. Which that tells me that in a year time, he's off. He's gonna leave Nottingham Forest and goes to somewhere. That tells me something, because if he really loves the club, etc., then he must sign a 5-year contract. But if he's gonna sign into a 3-year contract, then next year he's off. Next year is off because there's a lease clause, and next year is off. So that tells you everything. And you can clearly see Morgan Gibbs-White really wanted to leave. And then you can see it. Gibbs-White wanted to leave Nottingham Forest to join Tottenham. He wanted to join Tottenham. And yes, maybe Tottenham made something inappropriate in trying to sign him by release clause according to Nottingham Forest. But the way the deal collapsed, it was very bizarre. The whole saga was bizarre, honestly. And it all mostly comes from the Greek owner of Nottingham Forest. Let's be honest. It mostly comes from him. Nothing else. And but Gibbs-White stays at Nottingham Forest, and at least Nottingham Forest kept one of their best players, because teams like Nottingham Forest, where they usually do well, then some of the players they have, you would expect them to lead the team and join the big clubs like Anthony Aranga to Newcastle, etc. Like all the teams where they do well, amazingly well in a league, where they finish 4th and 3rd, and some of their best players leave the team because of financial reasons or whatever, or because they want to play for a bigger club. So, but Nottingham Forest have done well to keep most of their best players except Anthony Langa. But I find this very bizarre, the way the deal collapsed, honestly. João Felix is gonna join Al Nassr from Chelsea. Chelsea, honestly, the business they're doing, amazing for Chelsea. They are They are, they listen. We all thought a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Oh, what they're doing? Oh, the Todd Bowley has no clue. He has no idea what he's doing. He's an idiot, etc., etc. But the business they're doing, the way they're signing players, the way they manage the level of financial rules, the way they are so committed to the financial rules, the way they are so committed, the way they get away from this PSR thing, they do it very well. Honestly, they do very well. So well done to Chelsea. They're doing it as a very smart business, honestly. And they're selling players like João Felix, 30 million. That's amazing. I mean, let's be honest, João Felix, since he played for Chelsea second time, he's not been that good. He started the season okay, but after that he's been very, very poor. Not seen much of him, and he's 25, 26 years old, and he goes to Al Nassr, plays in the Saudi league with Ronaldo. Yeah, he'll play with Cristiano Ronaldo, but playing in Saudi league when you're supposed to be in the peak of your career, it's like you can clearly see that his career has gone downhill. Because I remember years ago he signed for Atletico Madrid for over 100 million or something like that. And we thought he's going to be the next best thing. He's going to be one of the best football players in the world for upcoming years, etc. But he's flopped massively in Atletico Madrid. He's flopped massively for Chelsea, and yeah, he's been a big disappointment, I have to say. He's not I won't say he's a failure of a player, but I would say he's not delivered as much as we most football fans, including me, expected him to do. Because he has that quality in him. He has that quality to deliver and to score goals and make something happen, but he hasn't done it consistently. That's the problem. And he's going to join Al Nassr, play with Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, he's going to earn a lot of money there. But by the way, the Saudi Pro League is growing. The level of good players going to that league is. So, yeah, Ronaldo was right, wasn't he? But again, it's a great business from Chelsea and João Felix. Yeah, he will maybe make the Saudi league better again because of more good players coming to the league, etc. But except that, and yeah, he's gonna earn money. That's great for him as well. But except that, it's not gonna benefit much of his rest of his career, isn't it? So, yeah. Let's move on to the other news. Luis Diaz signing for Bayern Munich from Liverpool. Bayern Munich agreed the deal to sign Luis Diaz on a 75 million package from Liverpool. First of all, before we talk about the transfer, I have to say, Luis Diaz, since he came to Liverpool, I would say he's been inconsistent. Listen, he's a very good player. He's a good player. He's in terms of quality, he can dribble past. He's a good player. But he was inconsistent. He's been inconsistent for Liverpool. He joined Liverpool first months under Klopp, when he came in, he made a good impact. And he had that big injury 22-23 season. But 23-24 to 24-25 season, those 2 seasons where he played regularly, he's not been great. I mean, if in that 23-24 season, he's not had the best. And 24-25, in the first half of the season, it's in 24-25, where I think he scored a hat trick or something like that. He was good in 24-25 first half of the season, but after that he's not been great at all. I think he's been quite consistent with Liverpool. He's not been consistently good enough, in my opinion. So 75 million, that's a great business from Liverpool. He's going to join Bayern, but I've heard some people saying that he's going to end up like Mane, which probably maybe because Mane also left Liverpool to join Bayern Munich, and it didn't go well for him there. So maybe that's going to be the case. But let's be honest, Mane delivered for Liverpool. Luis Diaz didn't deliver as much as Mane did for Liverpool. So yeah, Luis Diaz is a good player. Maybe he's going to improve Bayern attacking wise, but Does he have the? He's a good player in terms of quality and going past players, but does he have that end product? Not so much in my opinion. He doesn't do it consistently with that end product. He's a good player, but he's not that consistently good for Liverpool. In my opinion, he's not been that consistently good. So yeah, that's my opinion. So that's good business for Liverpool, and that gives Liverpool a good chance to try to sign Alexander Isak, which that would be a quality signing. Imagine the signing Ekitike and Isak in the same transfer window. Wow, Liverpool are cooking. Liverpool are really, really cooking. And Luis Diaz, like I said, like he will make the Bayern Munich attack better, but will it be good enough for them to win the Champions League? I don't think so. I don't think so, in my opinion. So because listen, going forward, Bayern Munich have always been that very good. But defensively, it's always been one of their most Achilles heels, particularly in the last couple of years. Defensively, they've always struggled. Defensively, going forward, they're one of the best teams in the world. But defensively, they have some struggles. And let's not forget, they need that squad depth in there and attack because Musiala had that bad injury in Club World Cup. So yeah, but let's see how is Luis Diaz going to work out for Bayern Munich. And finally, Granit Xhaka signs for Sunderland from Bayer Leverkusen. Here we go, confirmed from Fabrizio Romano. He signed a 3-year contract at Sunderland until June 2028. Granit Xhaka is a very experienced player. He's a good player. He's very hard, but mostly fair, I would say. When I say hard, I mean like he's quite an aggressive player. Obviously he's had red cards in the past, especially in the Premier League with Arsenal a couple of times. So he's gonna, I don't think he's had many red cards in the Bundesliga, but he's had many red cards in the Premier League. So maybe the referees in the Premier League don't like him. So, but anyway, he's gonna have to. Of course, he'll help Sunderland with his experience, with his quality, and with his leadership as well. Of course, he was successful for Bayer Leverkusen, winning the Bundesliga, winning trophies, and going out the whole season unbeaten with them. He was a brilliant player for Bayer Leverkusen, and you could see Bayer Leverkusen, they've had some big players leaving the team, particularly also the manager Xavi Alonso. So Granit Xhaka is another player that leaves Bayer Leverkusen, and Granit Xhaka, for sure, he will help Sunderland. I mean, like I said, Sunderland needs to have some problems to fix, like defensively. I think they need to improve a bit. Going forward, I think they can also improve a bit, because having an experienced player like Xhaka is good, but it's not enough. You need more than that, especially if Sunderland wants to have a proper fight of staying up in the Premier League in this coming season. So Granit Xhaka, a very good player, and for sure he will help Sunderland with his experience and with his quality. And so it's a quality signing from Sunderland. So that's for sure. So yeah, looking forward to see how he's going to do for Sunderland this year, especially the Taiwan derby between Sunderland and Newcastle. Joelinton versus Granit Xhaka, that would be amazing. But yeah, now let's move on to Formula 1.